Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. Well, we've been talking about this big cut that has come by in the Midcap Index. A lot of these realty stocks are also coming for a profit taking, but that's the entire market setup right now. But let's speak to corporate now. Mumbai-based property developer Manan Infrastructure in focus today. The company recently received occupancy certificate for two prime projects in Mumbai's Mulund. It's basically 2 units of a project that they have received OC for. They've also received approvals for another project in Ghatkopar as well. This project has a potential to generate 1,200 crore rupees in revenues over the next 4 years. To discuss the latest projects, expansion plans and a lot more, we are now joined by Manan Shah, who's the managing director of the company. Manan, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, I just wanted to understand certain aspects of the unit or the residential project where you have received occupancy certificate. Can you explain to us how many units are there in total in Atmosphere O2? How many have received the occupancy certificate for the next one? When do you expect the occupancy certificate to come by? And what is the potential of this project?
Good afternoon. So Atmosphere was divided into 2 phases, basically. And the first project, which was known as Atmosphere, consisted of around 3 towers, nearly around 44 stories. These towers are 100% sold out, and the occupation certificate was received around a year back. That has been delivered. Post that, we launched our phase 2, which is called as the Atmosphere O2, in which it consists of around 4 towers, which is around 47, 48 stories. Out of which the 2 buildings, the structure is ready, and for those 2 towers, we have received the OC. The numbers in terms of the number of units which are there is approximately more than 1,000 units in the project, and the anticipation to complete the rest of the project is still March 2025. So by March 2025, the rest of the 2 towers should also be completed, and the sales are very strong. More than 90% is already sold in the first 2 towers which we received the OC for, and the momentum is continuous for the next 2 buildings as well.
Okay. These 1,000 units is spread over the 4 towers or for the first 2 towers in phase 2 for which you've got the OC?
No, it's spread across all 4.
Across all 4 towers. Got that. What's the average ticket price in this project? And between the towers, now when you do 3 and 4, which is in the process of completion, would there be a price hike?
So yes, because the 2 towers have been completed well before the timelines also, we see a strong momentum where people tend to gain a lot more confidence on the project because they're seeing a ready product right next to them in which they intend to buy. So the price hike will definitely be seen of around 15 to 17% over the tenure. And the price range is, we have a 2-bed residence and a 3-bed residence. The 2-bed starts nearly around 1.5 crores and approximately it goes further.
Okay, Manan, let's talk about your Ghatkopar project. What is IOD approval? It is called Intimation of Disapproval approval. So explain that to us. What does that mean? And what kind of investments have you made in the Ghatkopar project?
So Intimation of Disapproval, IOD is actually IOA, where it's Intimation of Approval. So that's the first process which you have to do it with the BMC, where you seek approvals to vacate the existing members of the societies, and you go ahead for the further CC. So the first step is to take IOD, secure the FSI, where the project has received an absolute clearance without any objections from the government's authorities, and we can proceed for further processes, which is the environmental clearance, which is the civil aviation clearance. And once the buildings have been evacuated, you get the CC as well, where the commencement of construction begins.
And when do you think you will start the, construction will commence for the Ghatkopar project? Because it's a large size, 1,200 crores is the estimated revenue.
So we anticipate that the demolition of the existing buildings will start nearly in next 1.5 months' time. And the process has already begun. A lot of members have already started to vacate. And we see a full-fledged construction beginning in the month of January.
Okay, all right. So that is about your Ghatkopar project. Let's talk about general business now. How has Q2 been? Was it better than Q1? I understand you won't be able to give us so many numbers now. But did you see that the trend improved in Q2 and is expected to continue in the second half as well?
So we are seeing a very strong stability in the business, and from past consecutive quarters, if we see, we've been having the growth journey being continuous, and I can just say that much, that the numbers are strong and promising. We do not see any decline in terms of receivables, in terms of sales figures. We've been stable enough to sustain the market's volatility, which has been seen recently. And we are seeing a momentum happening in the lot of other sectors, because we've been diversified across ultra luxury to luxury and mid-size segment. So we don't see any complications where a bigger volatility can be seen in our results.
Okay, all right, Manan. Thank you so much for joining us and taking us through all these updates. That's the word coming in from Manan Infraconstruction. A lot of updates there with respect to individual projects. Let's slip into a short break. Up next, we have a special segment, Mid-Cap Spotlight. We'll focus on Saskin Tech as the stock has hit a 52-week high following its tie-up with US chip major Qualcomm. Stay tuned.